Hey everybody, it's Jason from Heap of Jeep. Today, working on the 96 XJ, putting on a Felpro valve cover gasket. I'm getting some engine oil leaks, and I think that's bad. There's a lot of leaking around the top of the engine. I'll show you when we get it opened up here. But I figure start at the top and work your way down, addressing the leaks, and we should be able to get them all taken care of. And yeah, but we're going to try and whip this one out. It is about 8:30 in the morning here, and it's already in the mid-70s, supposed to get up to close to 100 degrees today. So I'm going to try and get this done pretty quick before it gets too hot, and then we can load up in the Jeep and head to the beach today. Before I forget to ask, please subscribe if you want to see me working on Jeep videos, and then I do other videos on other projects I do, working on some other vehicles and just goofy things around the house. If I think it'll make an interesting video, you can check us out on Facebook at Heap of Jeep. We're online, www.heapofjeep.com, and Twitter and other places. So, thanks! I don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but there's a lot of oil. You can see it right there. You can see it pooling on top of the intake manifold. It's all over around back here. So let's get started. Looks like the first thing we have to do is get rid of these throttle valve cables and things like that. So there's a whole bracket here. Got to unhook them from here first. And you might want a flathead screwdriver. It looks like this one, which I don't know what it is, but the one in the back just pries off. It's a little ball, and that thing fits over it. These two, I'm guessing, slide up. They don't pry off. See if I'm right. Yeah, don't try and pry those straight off like the one in the back. Yeah, push them up and then they pop off.
Let me make circle. Let me something like this tomorrow.
So that's free, but to get these cables out of the way, we got to take this bracket off. So 3 10mm bolts. Okay, so for that whole assembly, I just put it out of the way, and I stuck it under the overflow cap on the engine coolant, which looks a little low. What the heck? Anyhow, when you start losing engine coolant and you don't see leaks, you gotta check the oil. No milkshake, good. Maybe there's a leak somewhere else, but you can find it. So next, I'm guessing it's these breather hoses. Big one in front, small one in the back. There's a bracket back here for your spark plug wire guide, but that'll come off when we get to the bolts. So I think we're ready to start taking some bolts off here. You're also going to find a need for a deep well socket with some of these other bolts that are towards the back. And I guess you probably want to remember where these go, because they probably have a purpose. There's nothing hooked up to these right now, but at some point maybe there should be. So there's two long ones here. They're the second and third one from the back this way, and then all of them are long on the back here until you get to here. So just keep that in mind. And when I say long, here's what I'm talking about is there's this thing coming out the top. These radiator hoses are in the way. Dude, these are really just... This one, especially the upper radiator hose, is really in the way. I think I'm just going to take them off. Just the upper one, it looks like. Was enough to let me get that out of there. Not seeing any sludge. I like that. Yeah, I mean, all in all, it looks a lot better than what I was expecting. You know, this doesn't look like a bad gasket. You know, it's not a cork gasket or anything. I was expecting cork. This looks like might be very similar to what I'm about to put on. But you could definitely tell there's oil leaking out of it. Red Scotch Brite is what I would normally say is what I use, but I think I must be out, so I had to steal one of my wife's little kitchen scrubbies. She's not happy about that, but yeah, I'm just going to go in here and clean these surfaces up. Just make sure there's no old gasket, no gunk. I say if you have a die grinder, it'd probably help a lot more. Maybe I'll get some of this old oil wiped out of here first. But yeah, I'm gonna get this cleaned up, and then we'll go clean the valve cover gasket, or valve cover itself. Just taking some good old parts cleaner and gonna clean this off. Especially now would be a really good time to paint it if you want it to look pretty. I don't care about that, but open up the new gasket. See what comes with it. Probably should have done this first. Make sure it was the right one. Guess we wouldn't have known if it was the right one until we had the old one off anyways, but alright. You know, I guess there is quite a bit of difference in the quality of this one. It's quite a bit thicker. Whereas this, the old one's just all flat, so we should be good. Fits in there just beautifully, so we'll call that good. Okay, so the new gasket came with new rubber grommets, which go on here, but there's also a metal part to each of these, and you need to save the metal part. It's pretty straightforward, it looks like. And just there's the metal part. It's like a little spacer or something to keep things from getting crushed, I guess, or a washer or something type of thing. Anyways, the metal part fits into the grommet like that, and that fits into the valve cover. So what you just got to go through and pull out all the old rubber, and the new ones pop right in. And these particular ones, it's just got three little prongs that hold it in there, and then the new metal piece in, and it's not going to go anywhere. So let's get those taken care of, and then we'll put it back on the Jeep. Well, for half a second I thought, why bother replacing the rubber grommets with the new ones? Because, I mean, rubber's rubber. But then I did a couple, and I realized, I don't know if you can see on the camera, it's not as soft as it should be. In fact, I mean, it's quite brittle in some spots, and a lot of them just kind of broke. The rubber is so, I guess on camera it probably looks, oh, that's fine, but no, it's not soft and springy like rubber should be. So that might be where the oil was leaking from, up on the top, is these grommets. Maybe they were just so bad they weren't sealing anymore. But there you go. Let's get it all put back together. think we're done. I just gotta put a little more coolant in because we lost that when I took the radiator hose off, and then we should be good to go, which is good. It's took me about 2 hours. A huge chunk of that 2 hours was cleaning up all the crud, or as much crud as I felt like. I got real tired of it after a while, but yeah, I mean, a huge part of that was cleaning. So have all your tools laid out, have a pretty good idea of what you're doing. You could probably get this done in an hour. Whew! Well, there we go. Man, is it getting hot. 10:30, and it's probably over 80 degrees already. It's gonna be a hot one today. So I'm gonna call this done. Pretty simple, straightforward, shouldn't have any problems with it. As for the cost, the Felpro gasket I got from, where did I get that from? I think I got that from Advance, with a coupon I found online, and I think it only cost me 20 bucks maybe. Can of brake clean for cleaning everything, and that was about it. For mine, because I took that upper radiator hose off, you know, a couple of quarts of antifreeze. But realistically, to start nailing down these oil leaks on this thing, that's a great way to start. So I know nothing's going to be leaking from the top down, so wherever it's leaking now, just keep going down. Might be the oil filter down. I mean, we might get all the way down to the bottom and realize, okay, it is the rear main seal, and that'll be a fun video. But right now, even though a bunch of oil is leaking from back in that area, it could be starting up top because oil leaks downhill. So it all could have been coming out of the valve cover and just running down the engine, and then it drips from the lowest point, which is right there by the rear main seal. So start with that. If you got a lot of leaks, or if you can't pinpoint a leak, I'd start with the valve cover for, I mean, like I say, less than 30 bucks, and an hour's worth of your time. So thanks everybody for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. More Jeep videos coming up.